Hi, it's Alana and welcome back to YogaYin. Thank you so much for joining us. I put together another full-length fertility sequence for you today. You guys keep asking for them, so I'm keeping them coming. This is for one of my students who's in her mid-30s. She's been trying to get pregnant for about 4 years and had a miscarriage about 2 years ago, which was quite devastating for her, as you can imagine. The sequence I put together today is a fertility flow. Basically, her work is quite sedentary, although she was a gymnast, so she does have that flexibility and want to encourage that to come back. So this is about flowing. It is a little bit more challenging as a practice, so take it easy if you're a beginner. It's also about getting the breath back down into the belly and stimulating the uterus. And also my students had some problems with ovarian cysts, so there's a few postures in there to just really help with ovarian cysts and regulating the period and also bringing the follicle stimulating hormone down. So I hope you enjoy it. Please keep your feedback coming. I'm loving it. If you would like a personal sequence for yourself, please contact me on Facebook. Namaste. Okay, so for the first part of our yoga session today, I want you to come into a seated position on your mat. And if it's comfortable for you, you can pop a pillow just underneath your sitting bones, those ischial bones at the bottom of the buttocks, and just tuck your feet gently under the knees like so. Make sure the spine is straight. Just tilt the chin gently down so the neck is nice and long and the gaze is forward. Let's take a couple of deep breaths here, first of all. And I want you to notice particularly where the breath is traveling in the body. And if you can feel it in your chest, I want you to bring one or both hands to your belly and start to breathe down into the belly. So as you inhale, you can feel the hands on the belly rise. And as you exhale, you can feel the belly draw gently back to the spine. And really feel that flow of breath down into the belly. And once you can feel that breath in the belly, that will instantly bring you into a calm state of mind. So I want you to sit with this for a few more deep breaths. One more. Good. And then just release this awareness. Bring your hands back to your knees, and I want you to inhale here and just gently bring your chest forward. And exhale, curl the spine, tuck the chin in. Inhaling, bringing it forward, and exhaling, just curling. Just starting to get some movement through the spine. Work with your breath. And just starting to get some movement through that upper spine, which gets particularly sore when we work in an office, when we work at a computer. Beautiful. And then keeping the hands on the knees, we're going to gently start to just practice Sufi grind. And just circling the torso and working now into the lower back and the uterus, that area that we really want to bring the focus to. And then reverse those circles. It should feel really good. And then come back to center. And again, just find that lengthened spine. We're going to practice circle of joy, working into our liver and our gall meridians and working directly with fertility hormones. So I want you to interlace your fingers and I want you to bring them to your heart. And inhale here. And exhale and just curl through the spine and drop the chin. Take a deep breath here, let the neck go. And then inhale, raise the arms alongside the shoulders, reach up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, take your hands behind your head and I want you to squeeze the shoulder blades. Take the elbows back to the wall behind you, deep breath here. And then inhale, reach up and exhale, I want you to fold to your right. I'm going to fold to my left. Mirroring here, I want you to take that arm up and over, and if it's comfortable for your neck, turn your head to look at the ceiling. Keep the hands active, fingers straight, breathe into the side of the body. You should be able to feel a nice stretch from the hip out to the fingertips. Couple of deep breaths here. And then I want you to inhale and circle that arm around, bring the body up nice and straight, don't lean back into the arm. Take the arm back behind you, spread the fingers and look to your thumb. Inhale, bring it back, take it a little deeper. And if it's available to you to come down onto your elbow, do so. One deep breath here. Inhale, reach up towards the ceiling. Exhale, fold down to the other side. Now you're going to find that one side is a little open, more open than the other. That's okay. Keep the hands strong. And inhale, sweep the arm around, keep the spine nice and straight, and head turns towards the thumb. On your next inhalation, sweep it back, and again, take it a little deeper, and if you can come down onto the elbow, do so. And then inhale, come up. Reach up towards the ceiling. Exhale, take the hands behind the head and just windmill the elbows. Should be feeling a little looser in the upper body, but it's the sides of the body that we're really wanting to be working with. Good. Come back to center. Inhale, reach the arms up towards the ceiling. And exhale, bring them back down to the heart and just close the eyes for a couple of deep breaths here. Drop your hands back to your belly. float your eyes open. We're going to come up to standing on the mat. Okay, so we're going to come up to standing on the mat. We started with a really beautiful opening into the liver and the gallbladder and breathing down into the belly, because my student's got a really beautiful energy about her. But now I'm going to get the body up and moving, because she works long hours and she works hard and she doesn't often get a lunch break, so she's really kind of trapped at the desk. So I really want to get a flow through, and the best way to get that flow is Surya Namaskar. So I'm going to do a salute to the sun, but with an emphasis on the liver and the gallbladder, so we're still balancing those hormones. So I want you to come to the top of your mat and just find a really nice mountain pose, grounding down through the feet. Feet are really important. Pick up your toes and spread them and stretch them and feel the muscles engage in the legs, and then plant them down. Take the weight slightly forward, lift the heels up just slightly, plant them down. And just make sure that your feet are underneath your hips. And soften your knees a little bit if you tend to lock them back like I do. It's an old dancer's trick. Tuck the tailbone under. Roll the shoulders back and down. Just drop the chin so the neck is nice and long. Beautiful. And when you're ready, I want you to inhale, bring the hands to prayer, and then exhale, fold forward, soften the knees here if you need to, and just bring the head towards the knees. Inhale, come up to your fingertips, look forward, and exhale, I want you to step back on that right leg and turn that foot in just slightly. So we're going to come into a triangle pose. So when you're ready, twist your hips to the center and inhale from the heart to the fingertips here. And exhale, fold from your hip. Bring one hand to the leg, not much weight. Other hand to the hip. Turn the body towards the ceiling. Raise your arm. Spread the fingers nice and wide. And you can come all the way down to your mat if you wish to, or just keep your hand on that leg, but no weight in that hand. And I want you to take another 3 deep breaths here. So Trikonasana, triangle pose, lateral pose, working into our hormonal system. And then inhale, reach up. And exhale, I want you to gently bend that knee so it's directly over the ankle. Bring your elbow up to the knee. Bring the hand to the hip. And again, turn towards the ceiling. And then we're going to bring that arm all the way up and over. And we're going to hold this for 5 deep breaths. Inhale here, exhale, look down at your feet, drop your hands down, spread your fingers nice and wide, step back to downward dog, and I want you to walk through your feet in downward dog. Get the energy moving in the legs, working into the kidney meridian now, dropping the head. Inhaling and exhaling here, taking a deep breath. And then inhale, bring your weight forward into plank. And if you find this difficult to hold, I want you to drop your knees. But if you can, keep it here. And then exhale, come all the way down to your mat. Uncurl your toes, hands beside the chest, elbows tucked in, into upward facing dog, looking straight ahead, not up towards the ceiling, just straight ahead. Curl your toes under, come back to downward dog. Inhale and raise that right leg behind you. Step it through into a lunge. And if you're okay to take your hands off the floor, I want you to bring your hands to prayer and hold it here. Couple of deep breaths. Press your back heel down. And then lower the hands. Step the left foot up to the right. Fold forward, release the body. Weight is forward over the toes. Inhale, come up to the fingertips, looking forward. And exhale now, stepping back again on that left leg. And from here, we're going to come up into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Inhaling from the heart to the fingertips, exhaling, folding from the hip, dropping the arm down, no weight in that hand, other hand to the hip, turning towards the ceiling. And then raising the arm, coming all the way down to the mat if you wish. Keep breathing. And then inhale here, exhale, look down, bend that knee is directly over the ankle, come up to your elbow, hand to the hip, and then inhale and exhale, take it all the way over, look up towards the ceiling. Another 2 deep breaths. And then inhale, exhale, look back down at the mat, step back to downward dog, and again, walk through your feet. Inhale and exhale here. Inhale into plank, drop the knees if you need to, otherwise lower all the way down. Release the feet, arms beside the chest. Inhale, upward facing dog, looking straight ahead. Curl the toes under to downward dog. Inhale, raise the left leg behind you and step it through into the lunge. And hold it here. And then lower the arms, step the right foot up to meet the left, fold forward, release your head. And then inhale, bring the hands to prayer at the heart. Okay, so we're going to go through that sun salutation again, but this time we're going to go through a little bit faster. So come with me. If that was enough for you, just come down to pose of a child or on your back, hugging your knees into your belly, and just rest this one out. Otherwise, come with me. Hands to prayer. Exhaling, folding forward, head towards the knees. Inhaling, looking up. Exhaling, stepping the leg back, coming into a triangle pose, hips towards the center. Inhale here. Exhale and tilt, hand on the leg, other hand on the hip, up towards the ceiling, reaching up, taking a deep breath here. And then inhaling and exhaling, bending the knee, elbow to the knee, hand to the hip, head towards the ceiling, looking over, 1 deep breath here. Inhaling and exhaling, hands back down to the floor, back into downward dog. 1 deep breath in downward dog. Inhaling into plank, dropping the knees if you need to, lowering all the way to the mat, uncurling the toes, upward facing dog. Inhaling here, exhaling back to downward dog. Inhaling, raising your right leg, stepping it through into a lunge. I don't have much room for my right leg there. Hands to prayer. 1 deep breath. Releasing the hands down, Stepping the left foot up to meet the right, folding forward, release. Inhale, look up. Exhale, left leg back, coming into triangle. Hips towards the center. Inhale, exhale. Hand to hip. Inhaling, reaching the hand towards the ceiling. One deep breath. And then inhale, exhale here, bend the knee, elbow to the knee, hand to the hip, and then up and all the way over the head, reaching out. One deep breath. And then inhale, reach out. Exhale, turn and place the hands on the mat. Step back to downward dog. One deep breath in downward dog. Inhale into plank. Exhale, lower the body, uncurl the toes. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Raise the left leg behind you, step it through into the lunge. One deep breath here. And then lower the hands, step the right foot up to meet the left, fold forward, release. And inhale, hands to prayer. Beautiful. Coming to the center of your mat. Bringing the tips of your thumbs, your forefingers together, hands to the belly. So we've started to speed up the breath as we've started to work through the body and get that energy flowing. Now we want to bring it back down to the belly. Focus on your belly. Feel the weight drop through the feet. Feel the hands on the belly rise as you inhale. Close your eyes. Two more deep breaths here. And then float the eyes open. Come down to your mat. So coming back down to the mat. Taking the legs out in front of you. Flesh of the buttocks. Back. Toes up towards the ceiling, arms long beside the body, Dandasana, staff pose. Breathing down into the belly. Good, now we've got that body stretched and feeling flexible. We're going to come into a deep forward bend. So I want you to raise your arms up and over your head alongside your ears. And exhale here, fold forward. Take hold where you're comfortable in this pose. Bend up your knees if you need to. Don't strain your lower back. I want you to inhale here and exhale, gently fold. And from this position, I want you to take 6 deep breaths. And then inhale, look up. And gently bring the arms back and over the head. and we're going to roll onto our back. So that position, Paschimottanasana, very good for bringing us into our parasympathetic nervous system, for just allowing the nervous system to start to calm. Hands over the knees in Apanasana, and I want you to just make small circles on your lower spine. Again, bringing the awareness down into the lower back and into the belly. And just gently releasing that lower back, bringing everything back to a state of peace and calm, reversing those circles. And then hugging the knees into the belly. Taking a few deep breaths here. Now the student that I put this sequence together for has suffered from ovarian cysts in the past, and they have been an issue. So this next pose is specifically for ovarian cysts, and what I want you to do is just release your legs one at a time. Point your toes, arms long beside the body, and then gently roll your hands underneath your buttocks. This is Matsyasana fish pose. We're going to inhale here and gently come up to the elbows. And then we're going to arch the spine and drop the head back. If you can bring the top of your head to your mat, do so. But the weight is in the elbows and not in the head. We're going to hold this pose for 6 deep breaths. And then inhale, bring the chin in first, then release the body, release your arms, and just turn the palms to face upward. Take a couple of deep breaths here in Shavasana. When you're ready, I want you to take your arms out to the side of your body. Shoulder height, palms facing down. Inhale, bring your knees into the belly. And exhale, here I want you to fold your knees over to your right hand side. Turn your head to look at the left hand. If that's not comfortable, look up towards the ceiling. Close the eyes and take a few deep breaths here. Jatari Parivriti, also very good for ovarian cysts. Inhale, come back to center when you're ready. And exhale to the other side. Turn your head. One more breath. And then inhale, come back to center, hug your knees. Breathing all the way down into the belly. Rolling off to one side and of course coming to legs up the wall to finish. So legs up the wall, one of our most important poses for fertility, in that it brings the blood all the way back down to the uterus and helps us focus on the uterus for a good length of time. Also brings us into our parasympathetic nervous system, allowing the body to calm, and your parasympathetic nervous system is what kicks in when you digest and when you go to sleep, so it's excellent for fertility. What I want you to do is bring your buttocks up over to the wall, come into it from a side angle. You can have a pillow for your head. We're going to gently take those legs right up the wall. And we're going to bring our hands into Yoni Mudra, female mudra. Thumbs together, tips of the forefingers over the belly. Focusing the breath on the belly. And we're going to do 3 different variations in this pose. So first of all, the legs are together. Feel the hands on the belly rise as you inhale. Focus is on the uterus. And then inhale here, open up the legs into a nice wide-legged pose. You don't have to kill yourself here, so just come to where you're comfortable. But this is now working into the liver meridian, on that inside channel of the legs. So again, working with fertility hormones. Couple more deep breaths here. And then inhale, draw them back in. Bring the soles of the feet together, knees out. Sinking them down as low as you're comfortable. And this again is a very good pose for ovarian cysts. And then raise the legs back up the wall. And when you're ready, bend your knees. Gently roll off to one side. And make your way back to your mat. And take a couple of deep breaths here. Feel the breath slowed right down in the body. The focus is now on the lower belly. Lots of lateral poses in that sequence to work into the liver and really help balance those fertility hormones. Beautiful. So I hope you enjoyed that. Please keep your feedback coming. I'm getting lots of feedback and lots of people coming back and saying that they've been practicing and they're now pregnant, which is fantastic. And I hope you enjoy it. Namaste.